ever get old. Just neither will our bumper music either. That will never, ever, ever get old. We'll rock your damn world. We'll rock your socks off. That's what we do. Well,
That's
look,
exactly what we do.
welcome to another edition of Tiggs Bits Live, baby. Tonight is our Christmas episode. I don't know if we're giving that away or not, but look, we had a lot of fun last Thursday selecting all of the songs and the movies to create a field of 16 teams. We're going to call them teams to make a bracket similar to the seeding in the NCAA tournament. We tallied all of the votes, social media comments, mail-in ballots, and we met in an undisclosed location in a closed-door meeting. We posted those results on Friday. There is outrage. There is shock. We've been called names. Some of you have been called names. It's wonderful. So we're here tonight to decide who advances and who goes home. Gentlemen, this is going to be fun. Merry Christmas, my friends. How are y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're good. We are good, brother. How you doing, JR? Nope, we lost JR.
Oh, there. Sorry about that, JR.
Hey, there I am. Hey, yeah.
That's
No,
one way
Merry
to shut him
Christmas.
up. Just mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. You got
Just
to mute.
hey, that's good. Just whenever I get on a ramble, just
live.
mute me. Yeah, there we go. But no, Merry Christmas. Glad to be back. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is almost impossible. We briefly talked about it before the show started rolling. This is so subjective, and there's so many good movies and songs about Christmas that this is literally impossible, but we're going to do our best. And I think with all of the phone calls we've made and the secret meeting and all the extra people we've brought in and expert analysis and the expert panel we've relied on to generate some of these numbers, I think we're going to do as good as we can, guys.
And I can tell you one thing. We're still going to flat out get it wrong for somebody. So I'm prepared for it. I think y'all are prepared for that too.
We are. Yeah.
I've been, as we get through these things, there have definitely been some controversial takes as I've talked to people. I know y'all have too. It's just, I didn't think it would bring up this much emotion, I guess, or whatever, that you would have that strong a stance on some of these movies or songs or whatever, but people are, they go pretty hardcore. I love it. So it's fun.
No, they
a little
certainly do.
unexpected surprise.
I'm here at Prop set up again here, so there's fine.
That's
folks at
right.
Prop
Yes.
allow me to come in here and let Tiggs Bits set up for the night. So they've actually got, I didn't even know this, but they've got an orchestra again outside tonight.
Oh,
A jazz
man.
orchestra is
Wow.
playing Christmas music. It's phenomenal. It's, yeah, they're playing right now. But, so no, this is a good spot. But I was talking to a guy at the bar earlier, and I asked him, I was like, hey, man, just curious, like, what's your favorite Christmas movie? And before I even finished the word movie, he said Die Hard. And I was like, whoa, what? Not a
Wow.
Christmas movie, his favorite. So, yeah, it's so subjective, right?
Look, I mean,
Whatever.
it's already come into the chat. Trey Smith says Die Hard. I mean,
Die
just
Hard,
right
there it
off the bat. Yeah, I mean, like, where the hell is Die Hard? Where's it at? Okay, I mean, look, as everybody has seen, if you're tuning in, I'm sure that you guys have seen this. We've got our little bracket, and I have my little bracket cheat sheet with me that I damn near forgot to print before we did this, which would have just been a travesty. I'd do everything else, forget about that. But anyhow, I digress. Some interesting matchups. I think we should just probably dive in. We'll start with the movies. We'll start with the movie bracket and work our way through. Before we do that, Merry Christmas to Paul. Thanks
Merry
for
Christmas,
joining
Brother
us,
Paul.
Paul.
Paul,
Merry Christmas too. And I want to say, before we start to jump into everything, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. 2023's been unbelievable for our little program, and we have a blast bringing it to y'all every week. And I know I can speak for all of us when I say thank you so much for being a part of the show. We can't wait until season 3 in 2024. It's going to be nuts. Definitely these lives have been fun. A lot more fun. So I think it injected a little something into the show.
TMC, baby. TMC, the motto for 2024. Take more chances, and that's what we're going to do.
That's right. Look.
Thank you, Alex.
The man,
Stein. I appreciate you.
Alex Stein himself, has advised us and the show to continue to take more chances. So why not?
Yep.
We're going to
Yep.
do that. We're going to do that.
Be launching always. Be launching always. Always be launching something. Launch it. Send it, baby. Send it.
That's it. Full send.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to have one more show. This isn't our last show of the year. This, a lot of times the Christmas show ends the season for folks. We're going to have a best of episode where we sit here and we play some of the clips that we've had with some of the interviews. We've had Diamond Dallas Page. We've had Bubba the Love Sponge is where it all started. We've had Marty Smith. He came onto the program. Taylor Hicks. You want to hear some good, wonderful Christmas music? Go check out Taylor Hicks and his new. He has a couple new Christmas songs out, so go check him out. I just saw last night he had played a concert somewhere. It looked freaking awesome. It was with Soul Patrol.
It was. Yeah, and it was a theater too, I think. So it sounded great.
Oh yeah. Yes,
I'm sure the band was fantastic. I bet it was great. I hate I missed that. I know that was good.
Yeah, it was. I think it was in it was in Birmingham. I think
it was in Birmingham, I believe. And I think he was doing a Christmas program type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I'll tell you, man, just all the guests and everybody that we've had on. So we'll go through and have a best of. We'll come back and have a little reaction, kind of like we do with this, and talk about some of the stuff, some behind the scenes, some of the ways that we got these guys to come on the show, and just all the good details and fun stuff. But it's been a heck of a season. Anyhow, I wanted to get that out before we dive into all of the movies.
Let's do it.
Frank Boswell says the best Christmas movies are ones that weren't intended to be Christmas movies. I can't disagree. I can't disagree with that, Frank.
Yeah.
And good. We can dive into it now. Jason Hilton is here. So Merry Christmas, Jason. Thanks for coming.
Get started. Appreciate it.
That's exactly right. Now we can get started. So look, I think we're just going to start with the 116 matchup.
Yeah.
Let's just start with what started the show, what topped us off. We have Christmas Vacation going up against Bad Santa. And I know where I'm at on that.
Bad
personally.
Santa. That's a tough seed to draw. That
tough draw.
Seed.
It's a tough draw. It's a tough draw.
Hey, I'll tell you a fun fact about Bad Santa, though. Did you know that Bill Murray was originally cast for that, but he had to drop out because he was filming Lost in Translation?
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be dang. No.
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
It is.
It would have been
great
different.
movies.
It would have been different.
For sure.
It would be.
I yesterday went to the Saints game, and my buddy Tom Chopin was driving us, and I was telling him about this, and he immediately got extremely upset that Christmas Vacation and Bad Santa were going head to head. I got a video clip of that. Here it is. Bad Santa over Christmas Vacation. Why, Coach?
Bad Santa. People need to watch it. They need to watch it every year, twice a year.
Why twice?
Because you're going to miss it all laughing.
So it's better than Christmas Vacation to you?
To me. And that hurts to say because it's a great movie. But Christmas Vacation is a family movie. Bad Santa is an adult grown-up movie for when you're not with your family. So to put it up 16-1 is terrible. You're taking out all the guys, you're taking out all the fun, and right out the gate, I'm against it. So
He's against it.
I'm against it as much as sauce. And that's something I'll have to bring up later. The sauce is too much in society. That's just a teaser. Hot sauce.
Oh my! I completely agree with him 100% on everything he just said. I love this guy.
That's my boy Tommy. He will be coming on the show. I've been trying to get him on since the inception of this. He is a lunatic in all of the good ways, man. And
I love it.
he has firm
he ain't
stances.
wrong. He's not wrong. Because I was thinking about it too. Bad Santa. I don't watch it make it a point during Christmas to watch it, but if I catch it and watch part of it, yeah, I'm laughing out loud. It's hilarious. But again, it is an adult movie. You're probably not going to. Your grandmother's probably going to turn her head, or your mom, or you're definitely not kids on the. And if you watch it with the made for television version where they bleep everything out, it's not going to get the same effect.
No.
That's
No,
it. Yep.
it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. But I mean, I think we'll go on and kind of chat. You guys that are in here, y'all feel free to chime in whenever we're kind of talking about the movie. This is the votes. I mean, we're gonna go with what the three of us decide, our vote, and then whatever y'all also out there in the chat, y'all vote. And we'll see.
Yeah, it's Christmas vacation.
We'll name it on.
Yeah,
and hello to the people
Yeah,
that were at the window. They've walked away
Santa.
now, but
It's great. Oh yeah,
Great movie, but it's going up against a Titan and just not going to make it out of that round. Hey, Blasey, you had mentioned pivot and do a whole nother podcast. I just thought about a new podcast we could do also. And everyone would love it. It's called Interviewing People from Louisiana. And all we basically got to do is just talk to people from Louisiana. Because if you think DJ Rhett was big, everybody in Homa is just like DJ Rhett. Everybody's like that. Like your buddy right there. If we got your buddy right there on a tear, everybody who's not from Louisiana and doesn't talk like you guys thinks it's friggin' hilarious. So
yeah. Did you see the interview? I don't know if you follow Hold the Mayo dude, Jon Snow in New Orleans. He's hilarious. Well, after the Saints game, he does a post game. Those are hilarious. He kind of does a podcast. He does a vlog every Monday, or he goes around and eats red beans and rice at places.
Love it.
Yeah, I think he eats red beans and rice every day. I mean,
he showed up to
reviews
New
of. Yeah, he gives reviews of these places. It's awesome.
I listened to the Saints report from the Saints official broadcast team, and compared to any other big city I've ever lived in and listened to their people, it's so funny.
Our guys
different. Our preacher in Louisiana. I watch our church in Louisiana here at home. We watch.
Man. It never gets old. Dude.
I just love the official. I just love it. Anyway, I think there's our other podcast, Blasey, is just us talking to people from Louisiana.
Well, look, I've got a list of people ready to come on whenever we're ready to do that from Eunice, Louisiana. We could get it as thick as you want it and get that accent tool. I'm a Yankee, here living in Louisiana, even though I live in Baton Rouge. I'm north of I-10. I have this accent. I get asked all the time, "Are you from Mississippi? Where are you from?" And I'm like, I'm from Louisiana. No, you don't talk like them. Like, I promise you, I've lived there pretty much my whole life. So anyhow, I digress. We're getting off the rails. This happens whenever. This is what happens when we're live and we don't have an edit button. Who cares? Yep. Whatever.
That's all
so
good.
Christmas Vacation versus 100%. Bad Santa. Obviously, my vote for Christmas Vacation. Paul, let's see. He agrees it's unfair. Let's see who he votes. Hilton's voting for Christmas Vacation. My sister's here, Mandy. Hey, Mandy. She says hello. Pamela Kuntz, she says Merry Christmas to you and your wonderful family, Brantley. Hey, Pam. Thanks for watching. But, yeah, I mean, that is a tough draw. No, it's not double elimination, Mandy. She asked if it's double elimination. No. We're going to get it wrong, and we're fully aware of it.
I believe
this is basically our starter pack.
Vacation.
This is our starter pack for our yearly film and television and song wrap up.
Hey, but they're all
Christmas
16 are all good, so it's not like
they're all good. There's no bad movie on this list, and we left some out.
Winner can win that game, and it's
that's right. So Christmas Vacation, it's moving on. I'm sorry, Tommy, it just didn't happen for you. Let's move over. Let's move over to the 2 and 15 matchup with Frosty the Snowman and Trading Places. I found that to be I found Trading Places kind of snuck into our bracket while we were doing this live. It kind of came in. It wasn't on my list. It wasn't on that list of 50, but it totally makes sense as being a Christmas movie. And we all agreed, and it snuck in as the 15 seed. But does it have the willpower? Does it have the fortitude? Can it defeat Frosty the freaking Snowman in a first-round matchup? I vote no.
I vote no. I don't think it's. I just.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, and again, it lands in a couple categories where it's a top 20 movie, top 10 movie in certain things. But a Christmas
Not
movie.
Rudolph, yeah. Frosty, not Rudolph, right?
Yeah, no, we're not at
Frosty
Rudolph
the
yet.
Snowman
No,
or
we're on
Trading
Frosty.
Places?
But did you know? So Frosty was written as a follow-up to Rudolph, and in 1950, and it was they wanted to compound that and play off of what they'd done with Rudolph and the success they had there, because Rudolph I think was 1939. So 11 years later is when they came out with Frosty, and that's how Frosty. That was from that same lineage there. So anyway, another little fun.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it
Tig's
totally
Bits.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
that is a Tig's Bits. That's a great little Tig's Bits. I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, Jason Hilton says Trading Places, so there's a vote for Trading Places.
I put Trading Places in here. Like I love.
Yeah,
Trading
I thought it
Places.
was
I think
you
it's
that-
great.
yeah.
But dude, you put it up against Frosty. I mean, that's
It's just
my
not fair.
Top
So
2 or 3 of all time. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frosty's moving on. Frosty's moving on. The number 3 versus 14 matchup, interesting matchup. It's a Wonderful Life. A lot of people would put that as should be the number 1 seed. I got a little bit of feedback on that. Whatever. Going up against the number 14 seed, Gremlins, which some people don't believe Gremlins even deserves to be in there, but when we tallied the votes, it squeezed in as a 14 seed. For me, I'll start this off. For me, it's Gremlins.
Oh.
I mean, I love It's a Wonderful Life. I think it's a great movie. I mean, it's one of the best movies of all time.
We got working on
But give me
bracket buster
Gremlin-
potential here.
What movie am I going to watch over and over again? That answer is easily Gremlins. I've seen Gremlins more than I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. I want to watch Gremlins again, so I'm taking Gremlins.
I'm on the opposite spectrum of that. I like Gremlins, but even when I catch a little, I don't like scary movies. So, and I've watched Gremlins enough It's a Wonderful Life, I'm going to watch that during Christmas, beginning to end, uninterrupted. And I will watch it outside of Christmas, and it makes me, the Christmas in July thing. So I'm kind of the opposite on that. Love Gremlins. Hadn't watched it in a while, but It's a Wonderful Life to me is the epitome of a Christmas movie.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the Christmas movie themes are just like they used them in cartoon form with Rudolph and with Frosty. It's the antagonist versus the evil guy who doesn't believe in Christmas, and you turn him at the end. It's that, keeping the little man down. It's that whole thing. But I just think that was just a well-made movie, and in the right time of making good movies too. You got Jimmy Stewart as the lead guy, and just a
Jimmy Stewart.
So,
But yeah, I know.
So
I mean,
I vote
I'm
It's a
with
Wonderful Life, but
right.
I can be, I see the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
this is tough.
It's an
This is
interesting
tough.
3-14
It's actually
matchup.
tougher than I thought it was as I looked at this,
Yeah.
because I've got it written here, and I'm actually I'm thinking about this a little bit more, putting some good thought into it. But man, at the end of the day, I got to go with it. It's a Wonderful Life. Like, I really do. I mean, I thought we might have a bracket buster there. Like,
Oh,
just
Mac
sort of
Well, I mean, we may. Mac says Gremlins. Jason
Mac
Hilton
coming over.
says it's tough. Nostalgia Christmas says It's a Wonderful Life, but I love Gremlins. So I mean,
And see, I wonder if that's an
Paul
age
says
thing.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah,
Paul,
I mean,
old
it
soul.
could be.
I mean, if you're 18, do you even try to watch It's a Wonderful Life unless someone explains to you the meaning of it, or do you just like, I'm not watching that old black and white thing?
Probably not.
that's a good point, because that was my thought. I asked my son that too. I said, "Hey, would
Riley."
you not watch?" I said, "Riley, would you watch a movie just in black and white? Does that bother you?" He's like, "Why would that bother me?" I know. I like watching those things that are in black and white. That's like, I think that's something that bothers us. I don't think it bothers kids and stuff these days. It was just because color television was such a big deal whenever we were a kid, and it's like
It's just like why they want to play throwback games and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're playing
Right.
techno stuff and all that. It's like, oh, that's cool. This is some throwback stuff.
And they listen to records now when they have
Yeah.
they have a phone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
That's
true.
good. And I was kind of that way. I shied away from black and white stuff at a certain point, but then at a certain point in my life, I lean back towards, man, I see black and white. It sparks my interest. I'm like, this is probably good. You know,
It is.
Yeah,
better than
is.
most other crap on, you know.
Well,
So what are we doing?
boys.
So what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Well, I mean, we need
got a lot of
Hilton.
ground to
Hilton,
cover.
you got to pick one here, buddy. Pick one. Which one are you going to go with? Are we going with It's a Wonderful Life or Gremlins, number one? And then what about you, Blasey? What is your vote on that? I
get
think
the
that's
swing
going to
vote.
determine it.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, that's
It's a
what
Wonderful
I
Life.
said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got
So we
you.
have it's 3-2. It's
Yeah.
a 3-2 vote. We're going to wait on Hilton. We're going to come back to that here in just a second. Oh, there we go. Here's his answer. He is the tiebreaker. Closer than I thought. It's a Wonderful Life advances.
Way closer than I thought.
Yeah, that was like a 96, 93 kind of ball game. You know,
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that.
I agree.
All right,
love it.
perfect. Well, that brings us to the 4 and the 13 seed. So this is going to be interesting. You have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, another one that could potentially be in the conversation of being the 1 seed, but they lost a couple of games late and they end up dropping down to the 4 seed. Here they are playing Scrooged, the Bill Murray classic Scrooged, which worked its way during our
Just
selection show.
Have watched it since. I watched Scrooge since then, but watched Scrooge about 2 months ago randomly on the bus too. Just it was on at the beginning of it, and I thought, I
just so
like this.
good.
Let me watch it. It's great. I mean, well played out
good.
movie. Kind of dark in spots. Really got that
Mm-hmm.
early '90s, late '80s grittiness still before everything was
Yep.
shiny in the world. And it tells the classic story of visiting by the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And I mean, great play on. Was it a Dickens? Wasn't that
Yeah,
originally?
Christmas Carol, which was omitted, is not in this 16 and notables. You know, an underline, a byline, if you will, of this whole amazing bracket is that Christmas Carol didn't make it in, and some people find that ridiculous.
I
And
had.
it
I
is
also had.
ridiculous.
Well, I also had several people reach out on my side saying that Ernest Saves Christmas is a national treasure and definitely a holiday favorite.
Well, if we do this again next year, you know,
I know.
it
Give
may,
everybody
it may
time
find
who
its
hasn't
way in. Yeah.
had time to see it. So, but that's
Wave to the person back there, Blasey.
Hey, but that's a.
Hell, that's my son.
Oh, it is Hale, isn't it?
Hey, what's up?
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
All right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. So Rudolph obviously started that whole genre,
Yeah.
you know, of having the Frosties and kind of led the way on that. But Scrooged, I mean, you're taking literally a 1930 model versus a 90 model of classics, and both done very well. One claymation, one with biggest actor of the time during that. Woo, that's tough, guys.
It is tough. It's another tough matchup. Paul says Scrooge is great. You know, Scrooged is great. It's an amazing movie.
great.
I have to take Rudolph, though.
Yeah, I
Even
just don't
though
think
as
it can
much
beat
as I love
Rudolph.
it, yeah, I mean, I can't take Rudolph out in the first round. You know, I mean, if it's a closer game, another one a little closer than I thought it'd be unanimous. It's debatable.
Next year we're having 2 brackets. One's real people and one's animated or CGI. or whatever else.
We've learned
we
through
probably
this
do
that we're
that.
gonna have to do some subgenres.
Yeah, we'll say-
or
so here's
something,
another
but-
thing about Rudolph that's kind of interesting too. So a little fun fact here. So you got it was actually originally written for a promotional booklet for Montgomery Ward, and the guy who wrote it, what's his name, Robert L. May. He wrote that character really reflecting upon himself because he was teased for his shyness and for how small he was. So that's how Rudolph actually came into existence. Yeah. So for me, dude, it's Rudolph. I love Rudolph.
Yeah.
Like that's so good. Yeah, I got to go Rudolph. But dude, Scrooge is great. But I agree. I think these are just like 2 different. It's like, you know, it's
Just a bad draw for Scrooge,
It is.
honestly.
It is.
You
It's
know.
just a bad draw. Yep. So.
All right, I can live with that. So Rudolph is moving on. Now we go to what we at the 5 seed. The 5 seed.
Yeah, if we'd have had those, if we'd have had the two losers of those brackets, Gremlins versus Scrooged, you know what I mean? Those are like equal. That would have been super close.
Yes,
It would have been
I
tough.
think this one's going to be close. I mean, all of these matchups are crazy, but this one's
12-5. It's 12-5.
This is a 12-5 matchup.
12-5
This is a big 12-5.
Yep.
The 5 seed, the favorite in this, the Grinch. We decided on the last show that we went with the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch. We let the two Grinches face off. It moved on, so that's the version of the Grinch that we're going with. Versus the Polar Express, some say is the greatest Christmas movie ever made. Another one that could be in the number 1 spot. ChatGPT has it at number 3, and the lady who cleaned my teeth today despises it. She thinks it's the most overrated movie she's ever seen and doesn't understand the whole bit, but she finds it creepy. It's like, okay, well then we're gonna.
Okay.
Then the Grinch wins for you. So I'm putting her vote down for the Grinch. And then what are y'all's thoughts on that one? And chat, chime in too. What's y'all's thoughts?
Yeah. Go ahead, JR.
I've watched both of these movies since we last recorded. I've watched a lot of Christmas movies and listened to a lot.
Since
That's
we
all.
last talked, you've watched this movie? That's
And both of these movies, I've watched both Grinches, the original and the Jim Carrey, and I've watched Polar Express the other night. Because Charisse, my wife, is like me. We have not seen a lot of these. If we have, it was been a while. We got on YouTube and watched He-Man and She-Ra Christmas, My Little Pony, or Care Bear Christmas. We've watched a lot of Christmas. So I say that to say, with these both fresh off my mind, don't remember Polar Express. Remembered seeing parts of it.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Similar, to the last one. It's really tough. And watching them both, and I forgot, and I was the one advocating for the classic Grinch. This Grinch, better than I remembered. I mean, it really was great.
Yeah.
The characters and even the movements of Carrie, and that's what, to me, I think Grinch is going to edge out. But it's just even this version, because of going back and watching what they had to do to create that Christmas magic. But I don't know, but I mean, is it one of you advocate for Polar Express? Because watching it for the first time in its entirety, man, that train scene and the whole thing of going to the North Pole and the Santa bag and the
it's tough,
man. What's your?
I mean, Frank says the train on the ice scene was awesome, but the rest was kind of bland. He likes the Grinch. There's another vote for the Grinch. Mandy says, man, this is killing me. I may have to take the Grinch, but Polar Express, when you see Santa's shadow, woo, and that is a cool scene.
It is.
Paul's
cool.
never seen Polar Express, so don't waste your time.
I will say
I'm
Polar
playing.
Express
It's great.
Polar Express kind of gave me anxiety when they're losing the ticket and everybody's flying around and the kids walking around the outside of the train. I'm like, why are we on top of the damn train?
It gets tough. It gets crazy.
And
I mean,
it gets crazy. And for me, the opposite. The ice scene was the part I didn't like. I'm like, why are we doing this ice turn to water? I don't like that part. But I'm pulling Grinch. I'm pulling even Jim Carrey Grinch, and I just watched them both. I would say Grinch to me embodies the spirit of Christmas and gets the message across to me.
Going with Grinch.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So,
all right. What about you, Blasey?
So, all right. So I'll give you two. Here's two fun facts about both these movies. So in the Grinch, Jim Carrey actually had to work with a CIA specialist who trained agents to survive torture because the makeup was so painful that he had to go through to endure that process. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah.
What
And
didn't he spend like 8 hours or something like that every day? Like when he would come to the set to get into that makeup,
it was absolutely unbelievable what he had to go through to get that face. So that's pretty crazy. And then with Polar Express, so at the time it was the first movie ever. They did the entire movie, I guess, in the technology called performance capture, and spent $165 million making that movie, even though it was all animated. And that's nuts too.
That's
You know what
why
I mean?
they're still got the trains lined up with little kids to sit on the train now to make their money back up.
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly
They have
why
an
they have that. That's
they have an
exactly why they have it.
Amtrak deal that you can take it from New Orleans, I think, or in Hammond and pick it up.
Yeah,
and
lots of places. I saw
Yeah.
people in different states today. I saw different. Everywhere's the thing. So that part
Thank
of
God
it's
we
huge.
escaped that at the Tiggy
Yeah.
household.
See, so here's the thing, and so back to our vote, right? So I love The Grinch, unbelievable movie, but for my oldest, especially for Nick, who's 17 now, he just turned 17 a couple days ago.
That's crazy.
He was all up in the Polar Express, and we were
That's
watching
his
Polar
jam.
Express.
Yeah.
It was his jam, and it was good, and I enjoyed it with him. And
Yeah.
we went to Memphis and rode the Polar Express, and we got on
Gotcha.
this train, and then we ended up out in the woods, and then all of a sudden, dude, here we are, and there's Santa, dude. For him, it was so magical.
I bet.
Like, 100%.
I got
We were
chills
at-
thinking about it.
We were at the North Pole, and I'd never experienced anything like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
dude, like Polar Express, like as watching, especially watching your kid enjoy it to that level. I'm gonna say Polar
Kinda-
Express. I'm
yeah.
going Polar Express.
I
Yeah.
think
all
that's
right.
where I saw the. I think that's where I saw my boy Drew Parker took his family today. I think that he's an artist. I think that's where they was at the real one in Memphis where they went. I think.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, that was.
My, I
That
mean,
was
my
unbelievable.
nephews are 15, about to turn 16, or make 6. They about to make 16. As
They
say
about
in
to make
Louisiana.
16?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
trying.
they are.
I'm
Come
trying.
see.
I'm trying to make 16.
Yeah, and but I remember when they were, small. My sister-in-law drugged them off somewhere to do the whole full experience for a day or two on a train. The whole deal, same thing. It was, if you're that age, I mean, that's their Christmas vacation maybe to a certain era, or
Dude,
their
you blink
Grinch,
with
or
the
their
movie, that's crazy town. There's
Yeah.
nothing else that can compare
Yeah.
with that in their time period.
You're right.
There's a few, you take 5 or 10 year period of time. Those people in 10 or 15 years from now, they'll be like, that's hands down Polar Express.
And
you
the
know?
advantage,
Yeah.
the advantage of these claymation stop animation, they don't really fall out of time. Some of them that kind of look old, but that's it. But with real people, styles change, things are corny, you're not cool. The verbiage, things like that. So that movie will always be perfect. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not going to fall out of favor because it's that. And same kind of with the Grinch, though, because they're in such character, you'd almost think it's a cartoon because of the animation
Because
and
of all,
with all
the
costumes. And
yeah, it's just so well done.
so,
It's
yeah,
well done.
so I could see that because I'm like a 5'4" Grinch guy here. But I totally see the side you're on, Blasey. So.
Yeah,
we're-
it totally makes sense, but it,
I
it
mean,
looks like
because mine's
hey,
so thin. If Blasey's really strong about it, I could let Polar Express. I mean, I don't feel as strong about it. If you feel strong, how do you feel? Is Grinch way ahead of Polar
to
Express
me.
for you?
Oh yeah, a
Tig?
million. Yeah, the Grinch is a mile
He's never
miles
ridden the
ahead
train.
for me.
He never rode the
Yeah.
train. He didn't see Santa Claus like I saw Santa Claus.
no,
If he had
right.
seen
No,
that,
I
he would
understand.
feel
I
differently.
understand.
Think
But
we're
the
going with Grinch
chat
on
has
this one.
voted. Everybody has voted. Even if you change your vote, it's not going to make a difference. The Grinch advances to the Elite Eight. So now we move on to the 11-6 matchup. One of the toughest matchups in the entire bracket, in my opinion. This one's tough for me. I still don't know which one I'm going to lean, which one I'm going to say. I kind of think I do. A Christmas Story versus Elf. This is a tough matchup, boys. Wow. This is as tough as it gets. Chat, start to chime in on that. And look, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, like this, share it. If you're watching this on Facebook, do the same thing. Give it a like, share it. Tell some of your friends to come jump in here. We're going to be going for a little bit longer. We ain't even got to songs yet. So we're going to be here a while. Hop on
This place
in.
may close down behind me. Yeah, it'd be good.
And,
That's
and
right.
I
Having fun.
I
What
think
time
my
do they
wife's going-
close? It's a fair point.
It's 8. You got at least an hour or two.
Oh yeah.
I think my wife's going Christmas shopping, so I've got studio time banked as well. I'll kick
Perfect.
this one off. I kind of feel like you did, but on the opposite, Blasey, with A Christmas Story. my dad and I laughing at that when I was a kid, when we would watch it, and the Red Ryder BB gun, because I had my little BB gun, and we would reference that when I'd shoot my BB gun and stuff. And my dad thought it was so funny with them damn hound dogs coming through, messing the man's food up. And, I could see a little bit of my dad and that dad, and, I don't know. That one's real strong to me. But Elf's come along since its day. But I'm going Christmas Story on this one for nostalgia, and I just think it's a well-made movie. Nothing flashy about the movie. It's almost like the old school subtleties. You don't have to necessarily say what you mean to get across the message. Less is more some. So
yeah. I agree 100%. Elf, I love it. I almost started the show with a clip from Elf. Today it's just fantastic. But
I bet I've watched it 4 times since we recorded last. I bet I've seen Elf 4 times probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. I've watched it probably twice. But for me, same thing. The nostalgia, A Christmas Story. It comes on TBS, TNT, starting on Christmas Eve. I put it on there. I go to sleep to it. I wake up on Christmas morning to it. It plays on Christmas morning. Like, it's always on. And I watch it probably in that span of 2 days. I probably watched that movie like 3 times. Just catch a part here, catch a part there, and putting it all together. So Christmas Story for me, easily.
Story.
Also, Paul, Jason, and Mandy have all voted for it. So it's running away a little bit more here than I thought it would. Elf's not getting much love.
So I've got something. Before we get carried away here. So Elf, a couple of fun facts about Elf. So one, it was actually intended to star Jim Carrey, but Jim Carrey had just done The Grinch, so he felt like, it's too much. You know what I mean? Doing 2 of those characters right there close together. So he backed away from it. But secondly, Peter Billingsley, who was Ralphine in Christmas Story, he had a cameo appearance as an elf in Elf.
Yep.
And so
met recently on social media. Yeah.
And so Elf kind of checks both boxes. You get some, we're giving love to Christmas Story because it's such a classic. But
Christmas
for me,
Story 2, not so much.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing till last year.
I forgot my sister. She went to the Christmas Story house in Cleveland, and I think maybe you can chime in, Mandy. Did you bring back a bar of soap for me, or did y'all get one or something? I vaguely seem to remember this. Something.
Please tell me you got a picture of you holding it in your mouth.
I do not have that yet, but yet.
Oh, fudge. There's a great documentary on YouTube. After you've watched every episodes of Tig's Bits and you're bored, go watch. There's a documentary on the house and the filming locations of the Christmas Story that's probably 30 minutes long, but really good.
Mandy says yes, so I thought that she had. And Frank says the TBS 24-hour marathon ruined Christmas Story for him, and he'd vote for Elf. Valid point, Frank. Valid point. So, I'm Blasey, you're voting for Elf, I'm assuming.
I haven't said anything yet.
I didn't know. Okay, all right. Where are you leaning? Where are you going with this?
I was just trying to say there may be an option.
I felt like a lean
both.
Was happening.
Lean back.
You know what? You probably felt right. I just didn't want to. Yes, I'm going Elf.
Okay, Elf it is.
Yeah. I just wanted to say it.
Blasey did this thing on social media over the weekend, and apparently I'm his social media spouse. Y'all take that however you'd like.
That's pretty funny.
So A Christmas Story rolls on. Kind of surprised. I really thought Elf would have taken that one. So interesting. All right, we have a 10-7 matchup, another tough one. The 7 seed, Miracle on 34th Street, classic, all-time classic, versus a Charlie Brown Christmas, also an all-time classic. I have very strong feelings about a Charlie Brown Christmas. I'll just go ahead and go on the record for that. That's my vote. It ain't even close for me. This is, of all of the movies, the biggest blowout to me is Charlie Brown just kicking Miracle on 34th Street's ass.
Wow, you really think so? See, I had Charlie Brown barely making it into the tournament. It was like, one of those low seeds.
I know.
I didn't really.
That was
I mean,
one of those. It was in that dark room. I think the committee talked about it, and it found its way back in at a 10 seed.
It really did. It really did. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple. Yeah, Miracle on 34th Street, man. That's about as good as it gets right there. It's up there. Like, Charlie Brown, though, I mean, I get it. I like Charlie.
Yeah.
I felt bad, every time. What's her name? Kept moving that football all through the whole series. What's her name?
Oh,
Did we
Lucy.
move the football? Yeah, every time
Yeah,
Lucy
Lucy.
moved the football.
Yeah.
Like, that's such crap, dude. So, anyway, but I'm still going with Miracle on 34th.
Will you ever learn, Charlie? Come on, man.
Unbelievable.
He had faith. He had
He
faith.
did have faith, and that's what they tell you to do, right? Trust, have faith. You know what I mean? That's what you're. And no, dude, that's why you don't. That's why you use caution. Proceed with caution.
Yeah,
We've
watch who you
got,
hang out with. Pick your friends wisely.
We got Mr. Michael Bowman with a Charlie Brown.
There we
Yes,
go.
sir. We got Mac with a Charlie Brown.
Mac'em schmack'em doo doo.
Brown
What's up,
come in
brother
hot.
Mac?
Paul with he disagrees with me, but he likes Charlie. So, I mean, another Charlie. Mandy says Charles Schultz would not approve the making of the cartoon without including the Bible story of Jesus' birth. That's a good point about Charlie Brown. She takes Charlie Brown as well. It kind of just sticks to
Man.
all of the traditional roots of everything.
So you got
Charlie's running away with this.
not
little bit
necessarily.
more.
What you got over there, Jr.?
Well, I watched. I haven't seen Charlie Brown Christmas yet this year. I did watch Miracle on 34th Street, but not the classic one. I watched the newer one from like maybe the 90s, early 2000s. Both so good. And again, this is why we need two categories, but I'm going Charlie Brown all the way. And again, multiple things layered there. But one for me also, like whoever mentioned the music part. I mean, that's Alan Toussaint. That's all good. That's it. That's all the vibes in my head. That's just still. I mean, you can listen to that. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown
Well,
all the way, huh?
Charlie Brown.
Looks
Okay,
like
sounds
Charlie.
it's our first upset. It's our first
Charlie Brown. It is. It's not going Charlie Brown with the first upset of the tournament.
I'm really
Moving
shocked.
on
I'm
to
kinda
the
shocked that
Elite
JR
Eight.
went that way. I was expecting a different vote, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm actually
That's
glad to see
right.
an upset. I was kind of concerned we were just going all the favorites.
It was, I hadn't even noticed, but we have gone chalk. But I think it's going to get interesting in the Elite Eight. We'll speed this up, everybody.
Yeah, we probably need to.
But we're going to the pivotal, the most talked about, the biggest matchup of the whole tournament. The 8 versus 9 seed, Die Hard versus Home Alone.
Very controversial. Very controversial.
Very controversial. The committee, Die Hard had been what they thought eliminated from the bracket in some under-the-table moves, and I don't know what happened. Again, it happened in an undisclosed location behind closed doors.
Many
Somehow this matchup occurred to end the first round of this. So look, here's where I stand on it. I love them both. They are both in my top 5 of movies that I would have at Christmas. The controversy of Die Hard not being a Christmas movie, is it a Christmas movie? All of that stuff. There's no doubt what Home Alone is. It is a Christmas movie. All day, all night. It's one of the best of all time. Home Alone moves on in this round easily for me.
JR.
I'm gonna say Home Alone.
Okay. All right.
And again, not that I don't think Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, and not that I don't think Home Alone's kind of cheesy with the some of the stuff, but it
Sure.
it just it checks off so many boxes. It's literally a laugh out loud spot.
It is.
And it's totally about Christmas. Everything about Christmas time. They're going on Christmas vacation when it's during Christmas.
Right.
Here's an interesting fact. You know, the guy that actually wrote Home Alone wrote that in 9 days. That's all it took him to write it, because he extracted that from a scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where the scene with Steve Martin is thinking about his family, enjoying Thanksgiving by themselves. So he expanded upon that whole thought process from Steve Martin in that movie, and then wrote Home Alone in 9 days.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Thanksgiving
for me,
movie makes a Christmas movie.
it does.
Yeah.
It does. And so for me, like Dave Portnoy says, it's 2 words. Everybody knows the rules. It's Home Alone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Moving on.
All right, Handler, we're all there. So yeah, Die Hard got its ass kicked. I'm kind of surprised by this. I'm not surprised that Home Alone advances. Surprised that it had
This
no
is
matchup.
this is the prime time boxing era. There's so many heavyweights.
There are. So look, we're gonna roll right along. Going into the Elite Eight. The Elite Eight field has been set, folks. We have Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus the Grinch, Frosty the Snowman versus Charlie Brown, and It's a Wonderful Life versus A Christmas Story. So we've got some matchups here. We'll just continue. We just talked about Home Alone. Let's move on and hit that.
I double
1
dog dare you.
versus 8 seed. Home Alone, does it have what it takes to knock off Christmas Vacation? Chad, we'll start with you.
Oh, wow. Going to bring it over to me real quick.
Yep.
Man, I said it the other day, and I mean, I actually put some thought into this, too, as I looked at Home Alone, and because I think I had it a little higher, closer to a 4 seed. I had Christmas Vacation as a 1 seed. Still, dude, Chevy Chase, and
Yeah.
you can't beat it. You can't, dude. It's Christmas Vacation. I'll
Yeah.
I'll save you all
It
the
take-
monologuing here. It's Christmas Vacation.
Well-
Home Alone, but do Christmas Vacation, dude.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Oughta
your
beat
friend
you with a rubber
mentioned.
hose.
It has an adult element in there as well. The Home Alone has more family. I mean, not that they both don't have family, but the Christmas Vacation has an adult element in there that's subverse enough to where it doesn't offend anyone really, but it makes an adult chuckle.
Yes.
Kind of like A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got to say, Christmas Vacation all day. That's the pinnacle of that Lampoon's.
Oh yeah,
series
it's the
and
best of them
everything.
all.
It's just
It really
so
is.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think we all agree. Christmas Vacations. Moving on. Not a little an interesting first round matchup. Not as hard in the second round. Mandy says, "Save the neck for me, Clark." And
What
I
about
will.
what about the music in that too? That opening song, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
The song. It's that, I wonder who. I don't know who that is, but it's a great group or whoever's singing. It's a great
it
song.
Oh,
Good
it
song.
is. It totally is. So your first team into the Final Four, your first movie into the Final Four, Christmas Vacation. It's pretty much unanimous on
The Duke
this.
Blue
So-
Devil. The Duke Blue Devils get the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
or the
a
Kansas
shocking-
Jayhawks are the number 1 seed.
Shocking. All right, so to move on. This is going to be an interesting 2 versus 10 matchup with Frosty the Snowman and Charlie Brown. Who you got?
God Almighty!
Yeah, that's as tough as it gets.
Now you're getting tough, buddy.
Oh, these
I'll
are going to
save-
all be.
I'll
These
save
are
you
all
all.
be
Blasey,
tough.
go
Frosty.
Blasey.
Frosty. Not even
Frosty?
a contest. That's not even a contest. I mean, Frosty will just melt all over Charlie Brown over and over again and rebuild, just right on top of it. Just melt, rebuild,
Yeah.
melt, rebuild.
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Then we got
Charlie
a panic,
Brown- Charlie
we got
Brown
a Panic
lived-
fan in here who loves C. Brown. I get
wonder
it,
if- oh,
and I like, and that vote goes for it.
and that because Charlie Brown series lives in a space of its own,
It
too.
does.
I mean, it's different. But Frosty's offshoots. There's Frosty offshoots of every genre movie there is. Cartoon, electronic, horror movie, a love story. I mean, real people playing a snowman. It's a cultural thing. Yeah, it's Frosty
does make
all
you
the
cry
way.
every time. That's why it's so good. It's such a good story.
It is. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And I watched the cartoon one the other day, and
Jason, jump
just,
in. You know you don't like Charlie Brown. Like,
Yeah,
Charlie's okay.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know, man.
I
enjoyed Archie comic books more than I did Charlie Brown.
Wow.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
true.
know,
It's a fact.
yeah. Paul's on Frosty. Pretty much, we've got Frosty. Frank, he's on Charlie Brown. You can't top Snoopy and Woodstock.
No,
I
Frank
agree.
coming in,
I'm a
yeah.
big fan of both of those. Hilton says Frosty, of course. So Frosty rolls on. Frosty, the
Frosty moving
second
on.
team into the Final Four. Moving on, we now have the 4 seed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus the 5 seed, the Grinch. Tough one. I'll start this one. I have an
ahead.
easy, 100% for me, and that is tough to say because Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, potentially the greatest of all time. But the Grinch for me is another one of those that I watch it any time during the year. It doesn't matter. It's one of the few that I will watch in July or in June or in May just because it's just funny to me. Like, hello. You're an idiot. You know, like it's just that part, all of those good scenes. Man, the Grinch all day for me.
I'm going to go. Oh, man, that's so tough.
It is tough. You got to make a choice.
I'm going Rudolph.
Rudolph. All right. Got one for Rudolph. We've got our Panic fan in the chat has the Grinch. It's another vote for the Grinch.
I get it. I get it. You know, I'm still Rudolph. Rudolph's got to survive another round in my mind, like just out of principle. You know,
That's
ride or
fair.
die.
That's
To,
fair.
and going back to me, the OG Grinch has a better swinging shot at the Rudolph. If they're lined up
It's
together,
more of a
it's-
comparison.
Oh, it might be a different debate, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same if you had, because I mentioned one before, Prancer. I love, and then there's several reindeer movies that were great when I was a kid. They're probably not great now, but when I was a kid, there was a couple of good, reindeer movies. But so I'm going Rudolph.
This one is close. I'm tallying, watching the comments, tallying the votes. Hilton's with the Grinch. Frank's with the Grinch. Mandy's with Rudolph. Panic's with the Grinch. I'm with the Grinch. So there's 4 Grinch.
The
At
dog
this
in the
point,
old
3
school
Rudolph.
Grinch was what got it for me. The dog in the old school Grinch. Oh, he was great.
Rudolph coming in. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, which one is it? You can't have them both.
I mean,
Grinch
Rudolph.
Or I see he's saying he likes the newer Grinch.
And you're talking about
Hilton's going with
franchises
Rudolph. I
going
got it.
against each other. These both songs could be
Wait,
in the top 5 too.
Are you stuffing ballots over there?
Rudolph wins
Stuffing
4 to
going on
3.
over there? Okay,
No.
I thought we were going back.
Sabine math. Wait, no, coming in late.
No, we got a Grinch, Paul.
We have a 4-4 tie. We have 8 votes.
Like I said, these are both franchises too. These aren't standalones like a Home Alone. These both have a song. They have multiple.
Rudolph.
They're live action. They've probably been done on Broadway. They've had play. These are 2 big titans right here. You're talking about the Grinch versus Rudolph. You're talking about Dr. Seuss versus OG original. The voices on the original For me, the nostalgia thing lies with the Rudolph too. The voices, those.
Yeah.
I mean, the songs ladled in there. Yeah, Rudolph all day for me. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to get 2 votes on that because Rudolph's got to win this round, guys.
Rudolph wins. Rudolph wins in the closest of the night.
That fired Blasey
Closest
up.
of the night.
Blasey's like, I got any relatives I can recruit over here to vote for this too?
I cannot sit there and watch somebody take a 270 and just knock Rudolph down. This early.
Oh my God, it's tough. It's tough. All right, then the
You're
last
a mean
matchup.
one, Mr. Grinch.
The last matchup in the Elite Eight. It's a Wonderful Life versus A Christmas Story. All day long, A Christmas Story for me.
There's no. Oh, this is too much. I can't deal with this.
You got to. We're
this
committed.
Is where I give up. No, I quit. I enjoyed it, guys.
It's a Wonderful
Internet,
Life is your vote. We already know your vote.
Crack it out. Can you hear me? But Christmas Story, I don't know though. I don't know. If there was one to beat it, Christmas Story might be it.
Yeah.
These two for me might be 1 and 2 if Christmas Vacation is 3. Is that crazy
that's
or
fair.
what?
No, I think that's fair. But we're getting down
Lacey,
to the.
you got to go first. I got to think one
Yeah,
more second.
he's got to give him a minute here. I know you have a strong opinion. Here, Blake.
this much.
Yeah. So for me, It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a Wonderful Life. I have A Christmas Story. I'm going with A Christmas Story. It's not even close for me. This one's on you, Handler.
If y'all
You're the
asked me-
deciding vote.
If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'd have said Christmas Story, but I'm going with It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Okay. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Moving on.
Christmas Story with Hilton. Mandy, It's a Wonderful Life. It's 3-2. Anybody else? Time is ticking.
I know what Florida State feels like now.
It's tough. Going once, going twice. Any that come in now do not count. It's a Wonderful Life advances to the Final Four. So we have our Final Four. We have Christmas Vacation versus Rudolph, and we have Frosty versus It's a Wonderful Life. We'll start with Christmas Vacation versus Rudolph. Paul votes for A Wonderful Life as well, so it was unanimous. But we'll start with Christmas Vacation versus Rudolph. I'll lead off. It's Christmas Vacation all day, every day. For me, not even close.
Christmas Vacation.
Vacation.
I think we can all agree. Christmas Vacation has advanced to the championship round. No shocker there.
I feel like I've done somebody wrong by not getting Story and now letting Rudolph off the hook. I'm like, how am I a bad person for not thinking Rudolph's better than Chevy Chase movie?
That's the beauty of this whole thing. You've got to live with this for a whole year until we do it again.
I'm gonna do another swig of JD to go with my eggnog.
While we do that,
Drinking
Lacey?
is also associated with the holidays.
What you
yeah,
got?
that is correct, and this kind of stuff will drive you to it.
It will.
We've got Frosty versus It's a Wonderful. No question for me. Frosty advances and moves on.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Easy.
You agree, Blasey?
Absolutely, I agree.
I go A Wonderful Life, but I'm outvoted.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. There's still the chat, but they better hurry up because we got
Wonderful
songs
Life
to
is
get
good.
to.
Yeah.
This took an hour,
Oh my God, it really has.
which is fine.
afraid of
That's
this.
fine. I'm not.
It's
not in a
great,
rush.
But I knew that we were. Yeah.
It's the beauty of the live, man. We can go a little bit longer than when we do these than whenever we just
Time this place closes.
edit a little podcast out. Frosty's getting votes everywhere. I think we can all agree. Hilton, It's a Wonderful Life.
Thank you, Jason.
Paul, It's a Wonderful Life. Oh boy, the
every-
votes are coming in. This
I
is
wish I
like
had
an
a
election
bell.
in Florida. Wait, Placey's in Florida. It makes sense. Let's see. So
we got dangling chads down here.
Every time a bell rings, an
Amanda
angel
comes
gets its
in.
wings.
Hey, Amanda. She takes up for Blasey.
Zuzu pedals.
Wonderful
Look,
Life.
It's a Wonderful Life is at this point moving on, folks. So it is
Wow.
3 votes for Frosty and 4 votes for A Wonderful Life.
You can have
at
your
this
crummy
point in
old,
time.
crummy old building and lawn.
Widespread MF and
I'd
panic.
never
He's
seen
51.
Wonderful
He's
Life.
never seen
He's
A Wonderful
51.
Life. Well,
Well,
uh,
prepare to have your life changed, sir.
yeah, you should go
all I'll
watch
say.
it. I mean, I think if anything else, go watch all 16 of these movies and tell us how wrong we are. But, I mean, at this point, going once, going twice. Sold. It's a Wonderful Life. Mike
Wonderful
comes
Life,
in. Moving on. It's a Wonderful Life in a mild upset.
Yep.
Wins
I like it.
to go
Let's
to the championship.
Who we got?
And for the championship, Christmas Vacation versus It's a Wonderful Life. Who wins the movie bit? Who wins the movie bit? Who wins the Tiggs Bits movie bracket? The first annual Tiggs Bits movie bracket.
Oh,
You know,
buddy.
I think I'm changing my mind here. Last minute pivot, just like we started the show. Like, I think I'm pivoting away from my original decision. No, I'm not. Dude, it's Christmas Vacation, dude. It's not even a
All day.
contest, in my opinion. Yeah.
All day.
Fake drama there. Fake drama.
All day.
Love
it's
It's Wonderful Life. Great. But like, dude,
Yes.
Christmas Vacation? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And
It's
JR, if you say
unanimous.
anything else, I'd have beat you with a rubber hose.
Hey, don't forget the rubber sheets and the gerbils. Or don't forget, well, yeah,
Man.
whatever. Yeah, don't forget the rubber sheets and
What
the
you got?
gerbils.
Now, speak truthfully.
Yeah, vote
Thi-
for
thi-
It's a
thi-
Wonderful Life. It's
this
fine.
is as tough as it gets, and these are, and I'm not doing this to be the antagonist here, but I mean, I've got to go with It's a Wonderful Life. And I love Christmas Vacation. I watch it all year long, all year long. But the error, I don't know, it goes back to a nostalgia thing. It makes me think of my grandparents. It's got the brother going to the war and coming back, and the guy giving up on his dreams to do the right thing with his family and stick for his hometown. And you got the mean old man who steals his money, knows he's got the man's money, and ruins everybody's life, but he doesn't let it break his spirit. He comes back, angels looking over us, just the whole, and I just, and the scenes, it's just, one's a comedy and one's a brush on comedy,
Yeah.
but both have so many real life ties, and they nail the human aspect of what people are probably really thinking and doing, as well as any of them. Now, Christmas Story, it's a little it's an abstract version of reality, but I think Vacation and It's a Wonderful Life are, at the time, true interpretation of American home that they're trying to portray. Not every American home, but the one that they're trying to portray. And they nail them to a T. But for me, I got to go It's a Wonderful Life by a hair.
I like it. Look, that's it. The votes are in. Christmas Vacation is our 2023 bracket winner. They rolled through it and had a little bit of adversity, but that's what happens when you're the number 1 seed. You're going to have a little bit of a clearer path to glory.
Look, Russ, no lines. Hey,
Shitter's
do you
full.
know Blasey's been dropping fun facts. A fun fact on that, y'all know who Russ is, right? Russ in That Christmas Story, right?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
from
yes.
the what's the TV show or whatever.
Yeah, all the smart people.
Big time show. Yeah, not
Yeah,
I keep
Big-
thinking Third Rock from the Sun. Big
you
Bang
almost
Theory.
had it. Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang
That's
Theory.
it. Yeah.
Yep,
Johnny,
absolutely.
the Johnny, the guy who was Russ in there, I actually
Yeah,
met
that's
him a
Russ.
few times. He's friends with Randy Hauser, a friend of mine, and
Okay.
we were out somewhere right before the pandemic, and I said, "God, this guy looks familiar." And Randy introduced, "Hey, it's my buddy Johnny." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Russ!" And
Wow.
y'all know as bad as I wanted to like Christmas Vacation reference to him,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
Russ.
probably. he probably gets that more than anything. He's done tons of television and film since then, but that one probably gets him more, clicks than anything. And I couldn't do it, so I acted cool, but I wanted to. But I actually I've hung out with Russ a few times. Cool cat.
That's
awesome. He plays music. He got up and played drums with Randy and them for a minute and played some stuff when they were doing a show. That guy is that guy. That's
wow.
Some people may not know that Big Bang is Russ also.
Yeah, that's
awesome,
another
man.
little Tiggs bits. This show's been full of them. It's fantastic.
Yep,
absolutely fantastic.
Well,
Frank makes a good point.
Go ahead and set everything up, Brantley. I'm fixing to walk over here. I'm just going to check on something real quick. Go ahead and set everything up. I've already got my bracket.
Yeah, no,
that's fine. So you can.
Shit, we got to do music.
We got to do music. And we may have to. Yeah, we may go check something out. I'm going to probably, when you come back, I may have to go check something out briefly as well.
Yeah, y'all let me know. I just think I saw something I need to check out too real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In other words, everybody, we got to go to the bathroom. This thing took too long.
No, we're good. We'll take turns keeping it alive. Go ahead, Blaze, if you need to go.
Yeah, go
Tiggs,
on, man.
If you need to, that's cool.
We'll keep rolling. Frank says that he's surprised the Santa Claus with Tim Allen didn't make the bracket, and that's a very fair point.
Yep, I watched some of that in the past week as well. I watched a few minutes of it last night. Yep, another great one. I'm telling you, I've watched hours. We haven't been out. We haven't done anything. We've both been kind of under the weather, so we've been at home. And Sharice never really is down with watching movies. She's the queen of SAM, short ass movie. She loves like the SNL skit. I like a short ass movie. So if it's over like 40 minutes, she's like, I don't know, we got time for that. But she'll watch 12 Housewives shows in a row. But this past week, for whatever reason, I guess because we're a little under the weather, not feeling great, she's been a little submissive. We have watched a bunch of Christmas movies. We just one after another.
Yeah.
And I forgot how good some of these are. We some of the ones that didn't even make the bracket, I'm thinking, but you can't. It's like ranking the top 10 or top 16 songs that we all like. Come on now.
It's impossible. And we're about to try to tackle this feat with Christmas songs. It's impossible.
It's impossible. Even if you never use, all right, what's your top 16 songs about something with a car in it or a sky or a river? I mean, you're going to run into these problems.
That's correct. That's exactly right.
But watching these gave me a new appreciation for how good some of them are. And I forgot, we glanced over White Christmas.
We did.
I forgot all about the backdrop on that story. Obviously the big stars, Fred Astaire, and God, who else?
Yeah, you texted us in our group what was that? So what was your story about that?
White Christmas, and I've mentioned this before on here and on some certain things. White Christmas was filmed in the Catskills at some of those big resorts they used to have. Okay. In the Catskill Mountains that are non-existent. They were in several years ago. People were doing the urban exploring and finding them, abandoned, and now they're just rubble. They're not exist anymore. But at one time, they were as big as the resorts in Vegas. Golf course, snow skiing, ice skating, hundreds of rooms. It was all the people that left New York City in the summer that went up there. It was a lot of Jewish people. It started off with Jewish housekeepers, innkeepers, and they opened and next thing I know, it's basically where Dirty Dancing and all that came from. That's what they're portraying was these resorts in the Catskills. They don't exist. They're rubble. They at one time the world's largest indoor swimming pool. They would have Wilt Chamberlain there training in the off season, Muhammad Ali sparring there. It's where all the major entertainers went. They had the biggest nightclubs in the country were there, 3,000 and 4,000 seat nightclubs. It's where Jerry Lewis, all those, the Rat Pack before Vegas, the Catskills were your moneymaker. That's where everybody went to work.
Right.
And the period of 100 and so years, they were started, became these huge, huge complexes, and now they have been demolished and are right back. The earth is taking them over again. How crazy is that? But I say all that to say that's where White Christmas was filmed, at a resort up there, and you can find footage of that resort before it was demolished and the stories on it, the correlations on YouTube. If you look up Catskills resorts, White Christmas, Borscht Belt, that kind of stuff. One called Catch Me at Kutcher's. it's fascinating to see, and even
Yeah.
and scary to know that was such a big thing at one point and now is non-existence. It had its heyday probably 40s, 50s, early 60s. Then after that, advent of commercial airliners, people could go to Orlando as fast as they could drive from New York. Used to, everybody left New York in the summer because it was hot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it was all started. But then, so over time, less and less populated, ran down into nothing, and now they don't even exist. They've been bulldozered into. There's just nothing there.
Yeah,
but
that's sad.
White Christmas was filmed there with this while it was while the place was open. So a lot of those people in some of the shots were actually just people who were vacationing there during the time. And I want to say they actually might have got snowed in or iced in and couldn't leave, so they stayed in production. There's some story about that too. But one we glanced over that I believe a generation above us would not leave off the list.
That's a good, very good point.
The music part,
point.
the whole thing with all of the stuff,
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right. Well, I'm gonna skedaddle for just a second. Y'all continue to talk. I won't be, but just a second, and then we'll start to go down the list of songs, and you can do the same, JR. So y'all continue on.
Blasey, did you really see anybody standing up to Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation? Did you see anybody? Did you think there was anybody able that could possibly take it down?
No.
In reality, not really.
No, not really, man. I mean, Home Alone is one people I'm sure could argue from a certain standpoint, and then you get into some of the traditional stuff, right? There's that debate, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, Christmas Vacation's just it's kind of it's just the king of the castle. You know what I mean? It really is.
It's the litmus test. Is it as good as that, or is it close?
It is,
I had
man.
the things I saw on socials, people responding to the post we had made were, "Can we just get it on? Let's get to Vacation and blank." Everybody was saying, "Can we just get this over with? Can we just go ahead and decide, is it Vacation or Story, or is it Vacation or Elf, or is it Vacation and Home Alone?" But Vacation always rang the bell. It seemed no one could shy away from that. And I'm wondering if that's generational. Either way, it doesn't matter because it's the time we're here and that's the time we're voting on. Or is it just the movie's that funny? Because it is. It's laugh out loud funny, but it's also inside humor funny. The characters, I mean, Cousin Eddie, and it's a build up too. We had a build up too because they've already been on the vacation. We already kind of were familiar with some of these characters too. I wonder if that helps some.
It does help
Has
some
to.
because it's like this person, at this time of the year what he's going to bring and what he's going to do. You've seen how he behaved in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you saw him. You saw how they acted in Europe. You saw what happened when they went to Europe. So and you've met Cousin Eddie, and you don't expect anything but him to show up with his dog Snots and all his family with all their health issues.
So good. I saw something the other day where him and Chevy Chase got together and they were doing some kind of reunion. They were debating somehow with that scene with Snots in the grocery store. He made Chevy Chase angry, he claims, like that Chevy got mad at him. I mean, they were poking fun at each other.
You're right,
He was mad at me, and Chevy's like going, "No, I wasn't." This was just the other day. They were together, so I thought that was pretty cool, man. So
that is funny. All right, I'm going to go check on some things. I'll be right back.
All right, and then we'll jump into the music.
Yeah,
man.
Kind of quicker probably we do the other side. I went and checked. I also
Yeah,
did check on the time. This place closes in like 15 minutes, but
Oh, they do.
but here's the good news. He's got some cleaning up and all that, so we're good. We got a little bit. Probably need a little bit more. Just a little quicker.
We'll expedite it a little bit. Don't worry, folks. Again, this is a live show. We're coming to you from Props. So tell us, while we're waiting on the handler to come back and we jump back in, tell us a little bit about Props, some of the beers that they offer, some of the pricing. Do they have food? Just tell us a little bit more about Props.
So Props Brewery, so they just opened this location when was this? Probably early spring, going into the summer. They opened up the Props Brewery location in Hammock Bay, and dude, it's so cool the way they got it set up. You've got multiple food trucks. They've got a food truck. They've got 3 food trucks, or they got 2 food trucks. One's a taco truck. They've got one that does hamburgers and does, salads and pretzels and things like that. So you've got multiple choices. There are always rotating food trucks here as well. Dude, the beers, they keep them fresh and they keep them like constantly changing, and there was one right now. They've got a Jovi beer that's and they'll even put it like in a little honey rim with a little brown sugar on the edge. You know, it's so good, you know, especially during Christmas or, you know, like coming off Thanksgiving when they had our Halloween into Thanksgiving when they had the pumpkin beer. You could get one of those. It's so good. But man, this place is really, really cool. The staff is just great. They're so nice here. You know what I mean? There's always events. Like tonight, we had a jazz orchestra outside. And
Unbelievable.
they were here, you know, a couple months ago. Instead of practicing across town, they just said, we'll come practice out here. And dude, there's like 25 of them, you know, and I'm listening to all these Christmas songs with this jazz orchestra behind me. Luckily, I'm in a room. Then you've got, you know, the main room behind me, and then they were outside. So we were able to still communicate here. But dude, this place is great. Nate and the whole crew here, they do a great job. I mean, we're blessed to have them in our neighborhood, which I still can't believe.
I can't believe it either. I hate that I don't live there anymore because damn, what an awesome place to go and hang out at. But yeah. Thank you, Props. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having.
We appreciate y'all.
Thanks
always.
for having Blasey. And look, all right. We're running a little bit short on time here tonight. We don't want them to turn the lights out on Blasey, but he still has a light, so it'll be okay if they do. But we'll try to go through this a little bit faster than we went through the movies. But look, another impossible bracket. We have our top 16 Christmas songs, and we'll just start off right off the bat. We're going to just dive on into it. We have Silent Night as the number 1 seed going up against Wham's Last Christmas, which snuck in at the very end with some late tallied votes. Last Christmas made it in, but I mean, for me, it's Silent Night all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm going Silent Night, you know.
Silent Night.
Yep. I think that's an easy selection.
Our Panic fan makes a very good point. Christmas Kate, unfortunately, Christmas Katie was left out of the list. And this is a good time to maybe point out some notable omissions. Oh Holy Night did not make it into this bracket. Little Town of Bethlehem, Away in a Manger, Run, Run, Rudolph, Holly Jolly Christmas, the Hanukkah song with Adam Sandler, not even discussed.
God, how do we not get into that?
Maybe next year, because it could be one on this list. Didn't even make it. Jingle Bell Rock didn't make it. I mean, there is a ton.
And I think Mac Lassiter mentioned the other day some Robert Earl Keen, you know, going back.
Merry Christmas from the Family, no doubt.
Yes, I know. And I was like, man,
no
how did I not think about that? Yep.
Sorry. I was on the spot. That's all on me, McAdoo. Sorry, brother. Yeah, no doubt. But see, that's going to be that's going to go back to the country thing, or some people have no idea what it is, or some people are going to be turned off just because of the way it sounds, and it's like, oh, it's so awesome. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
Yep. It is good.
Yep. Silent Night runs away with
Carve
this.
a turkey, turn the ball game on. Mix Bloody Marys, because we all want one. So good.
That is fun.
It is good.
Well,
Hey, what about this?
This
Hey,
one ain't even close.
Tiggs, what about this one?
No.
What about this one?
I'm a family man.
Yeah. So, dude, you can't go wrong with the Neville family. And
Louisiana Christmas Day. Me and Sharice were in the kitchen running in place to that last night.
So I went. Today was Grandparents' Day for my son at his school. He's in the 5th grade, and the theme of this, and I should have put a video up to play a little bit of it. He would have loved it. I didn't think about it, but the theme of this was Louisiana Christmas, and all the kindergarten class, 1st grade, all them, they all sang different songs and everything, but they were all of them were Louisiana themed songs, you know, like with the alligator flying and all the Papa Noel and all
Papa Noel.
All that
God.
all that fun stuff. So yeah, I got a whole 2-hour treat this morning of awesome Louisiana Christmas songs, and that's its own category.
What's the book? The book. I've ordered it for all of my godchildren. And what's the book?
The Cajun Night Before Christmas.
The Cajun Night Before Christmas. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
must.
It is.
On Boudreaux, on T-Boy.
Exactly. And look, if y'all haven't ever heard that, go to YouTube whenever we're done with this show.
Yes.
Look up DJ Rhett reading a Cajun Night Before Christmas. It's fantastic, and I mean, you're not.
And what
you're not
about
gonna
what's
be
the
disappointed.
Dr. John and Professor Longhair, the Christmas song they did together back in the day?
They
so
played it.
good.
They played it today. I know I can't remember the name of it. I'm like, man, I hadn't heard that song in a long time.
It's so good.
It is good. It is.
I
good,
ain't
but-
jealous of nowhere. I love living down here by Florida, and I love my Louisiana people. I'm just going to say that. I was born in Mississippi and raised in Alabama. Ain't nowhere else I want to go. Arkansas is good to me. Tennessee was great. Love Georgia. Florida's kind of where I live these days, Florida-Alabama line. But Louisiana folks, good people, good music, good food. Love me. I'm a little jelly. I have, about Louisiana. I love me some Louisiana. I'm going to be honest.
We have a good time here. There's
Yes,
no doubt
y'all do.
about
love
it.
y'all. Thank
We-
y'all for
we
accepting
eat good,
me.
we
I
have
do.
fun.
It's great
Yeah.
people. It's great food. It's like a different country.
Its
what I mean?
own
Let's be
thing.
real. It's its own little deal. It's totally
That
different.
music, it's got its
You
own
might confuse
thing.
somebody from South Georgia and South Alabama or South Mississippi. You ain't gonna confuse somebody from
Not a lick.
Louisiana
No.
over there.
Not
And
a
that's what
chance.
I'm worried about. This every building looking the same, and every exit off every interstate looks exactly the same. Are we gonna have it to where New Orleans doesn't have that? Or is there no region feels like a region? Does everywhere feel like just stop off the interstate?
Right.
Is there no local feel? I mean, I know we can go on about that, but that's Louisiana is one of the last few places that still holds on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Culture is a huge thing here. We're getting off the rails here, though. So we're back on. We're back in Silent Night.
They're
Last
gonna run me
Christmas,
out of
we
here
did
on a
get.
rail if we don't get
Yeah,
moving.
we don't need you to get out of here. So let's at least get to the Elite Eight. So the last Christmas got one vote. Everybody else votes Silent Night. We're moving on.
Moving on.
2 seed White Christmas versus Santa Baby. Interesting matchup, but I'm going White Christmas all day long on that.
White Christmas.
Yeah, give me White Christmas. Nothing wrong with some Santa Baby now, but
No, not a
Santa
thing. Not a
Baby.
thing in the
Y'all
world
great,
wrong
too.
with Santa.
they
Baby.
made it. They were number 15 song on Earth. You know what I mean? So good job.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cajun Night Before Christmas, no doubt. So good.
Yeah. Paul loves the French influence with Louisiana. Us too. I mean, that's the beauty of.
Speaking
the
of
beauty
French,
it here.
shout out to my buddy Stéphane Laplante, our guitar player, French Canadian from Quebec City, lives in Nashville. I think him and Sharice are cousins. He had a car wreck. He's healing up now. Get well, Steph. Love you, buddy.
Get well, man. Get well. Yeah, Frank says they're going to have Blasey doing the dishes here shortly.
Oh, for sure they will be.
Yeah, they will. Yeah,
we'll
they
make
will.
a call. We'll get his agent. We'll get his agent to call in if I need to.
After Katrina, I met a lot of cool-ass Cajuns. Hell yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did. And then back to the deal, Jason Hilton, White Christmas. Greg, White Christmas. I think we can all
Doc.
agree.
Yeah.
Doc, that's my boy Doc. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? White Christmas is moving on. All right, so then we're going to move on to what's the number 3 seed? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus the Little Drummer Boy. This is an easy one for me. Rudolph, like the movie, moves on.
I want to hear what Blasey's got to say.
Man, the Little Drummer Boy is really good. Like, now we're not comparing the movie, we're comparing a song. And so, that's tough a little bit when it comes to the song. Man, give me a Little Drummer Boy.
All right.
As much as I love Rudolph, because the movie.
Sure.
Right? And I love the song, but like in the song category, I don't know. I'm going to go against that
Yeah,
a little
did
bit.
a whole
They-
different
Drummer
category
Boy.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. They both hit on so different levels, equally as heavy. But I'm going to go with Rudolph. But
I like it. I like
Little Drummer Boy, man, you get that right frame of mind with about family and Christmas, and that sucker comes on. You appreciate where you're at in the good Lord. That's just a good
That's
one,
right.
buddy.
it. Oh, it's so good.
That's right.
Tear up
Yeah.
thinking about it. But Rudolph, man, Dean Martin, come on,
I
now.
like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Good call.
Dino,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm with it.
I love
I'm with it. A close matchup, though, winning out, edging it out. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer moves on in a scare. Tight ball game,
Yep.
but they do move on. Moving on. Frosty the Snowman, the number 4 seed, against the 13 seed. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. It's Frosty the Snowman for me, but dang, that's a tough one.
Tough one.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I just changed my mind. I can do that. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I'm taking Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I love that song.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I'm going Frosty. I'm going Frosty on this one.
Frosty. Okay.
I love that. Frosty the Snowman. Oh, so good.
Have
Hilton with a
yourself
Have Yourself.
a merry little Christmas.
Greg with a Frosty. I mean, there's so many good
I'm going
versions
Have
of
Yourself a
that,
Merry
too.
Little Christmas.
I get it. These are all tough.
But they're tough.
They're tough.
I
just like
changed
the
my
movies.
mind. I changed my mind as I'm thinking about it and singing them to myself in my head.
That's exactly what I'm doing too, Handler. It's like I've been listening to nothing but Christmas music pretty much since we did this the other night as well. So my stances are a little more firm than they were.
Hey, I want to give
other night.
Apple some props on that too. You know, I don't always love any algorithm or playlist they've ever given me, but their classic holiday playlist digs deep. It's good. It's no surface.
good.
I've skipped over 2 songs in 4 days or whatever. I just decided after I was digging around playing my throw together something as I'm listening, I said, let me just see what they got. Classic holiday, gems. I mean, Louis Prima doing Shake Santa's Hand is what was playing as I got out of the truck. I mean, it just some gems that you forgot about, a lot that we forgot about or may have not ever known or maybe heard one time and thought, oh my God, I heard that in a car when I was 6. I ain't heard that ever since, you know.
Exactly.
So the classic holiday. Check that out, everybody.
Well, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, I do believe, is moving on based off of the chat.
I like it. I like
You
it.
know,
Let's roll.
so yeah, that's a good one. All right. Moving on, the 12-5 matchup, Jingle Bells versus Baby It's Cold Outside. Go,
Yeah.
Chad.
I mean, so I say fun fact right here on Jingle Bells. You know, Jingle Bells was actually a Thanksgiving song originally, and the title was actually One Horse Open Sleigh. And it's also the very first song to ever be broadcast from space in 1965. So, with all that being
Another
said,
interesting
give me
tidbit.
Jingle Bells till you drop.
All right. Jingle Bells it is.
I like
Hilton
Baby-
goes with a Baby It's Cold
I like
Outside.
Baby It's Cold Outside better, but Jingle Bells is too big of a Christmas song to not have way up in the later rounds. Sorry, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one for me as well. But yeah, I mean,
Where did
Jingle
that
Bells.
seed? Where did Jingle Bells seed?
Jingle Bells came in as a 12 seed.
Buddy.
12-5's getting a win here.
Wow.
12-5. Oh yeah,
Or it's
Jingle
Ohio.
Bells with the first upset in the songs category. Didn't take us
I didn't
very
realize
long.
that was a 12-5, yeah.
But it is official. It is official.
I mean, Jingle
We've got
Bells is a
Frank
song
with
you don't
Jingle
even-
Bells, a couple more Baby It's Cold Outside, but Jingle Bells
It's
in
right
an
at the top.
upset.
It's at
That's
the
what I'm saying.
very
It's got
top.
pun. It's got side jokes. Jingle Bells, you don't even need music, or there's not even a person. You just sing that
Yeah,
as like
that's right.
Once you're 4, you learn to sing it, and you just sing that song. Yeah, Jingle Bells. Got to be sorry.
Amanda says you're going to have your regulars card revoked.
Yeah,
Lacey.
she keeps sending me messages. They're closing. I'm like, I'm in full communication with them. I think
Yeah,
I got
we're
it
all
handled
good.
Here. Like,
We're all good.
I got it. I appreciate it.
We're good. We're good. All right, so Jingle Bells rolls on. Let's move on to the 6-11 seed. This is going to definitely be interesting. We have as the 6th seed Christmas in Dixie, which was not on our list to begin our selection show and rapidly ran up to the top of the list. I think I know where the handler is going to lean on this. Versus the number 11 seed, Let It Snow.
Yeah, I got to go Christmas in Dixie, boys. This is just the epitome of my Southern Christmas, and for me personally, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go Christmas in Dixie. Yeah,
The silky smooth
Randy Owen,
voice of
Pike
Randy
Apple
Owen.
Pike Apple Pie, Jack State.
Is he? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's unanimous. Christmas in Dixie moves on. All right,
Hey, remind me later, guys, to mention Jack State. I got a little quick tidbit about Jack State. Blaze, you probably already know.
Jack State? Is that what you said?
Yeah, whoop Jack State, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, whoop Jack State.
All right, moving on. The 7 seed Blue Christmas versus the 10 seed, and the most popular song, according to Chat GPT, All I Want for Christmas Is You, the Mariah Carey
Mariah
version.
Carey up against Elvis in a room in front of me. I can't even deal with you no more, Tiggs. Good Lord. Come on now.
It's just the way it worked out. I didn't make this deal. We all did it communically.
Man, give me the king and let me get out of here before Mimi finds out. Give me the king and let me get out of here before Mimi finds out.
Well, this is a no-brainer for me. I've got Blue Christmas all day as well. Like, it ain't even close.
Yeah,
She might hear
I got
this.
Blue Christmas, but I'll tell you something real fast and real funny, or I find it funny. Many years ago, I had this very vivid dream. I was married to Mariah Carey, and it was so odd. It was like I was traveling to the shows, and she was going out on the stage, like wishing her luck. Then I woke up, and it was so real. I was like, dang, man, I just went through a marriage, and and I'm not even married to her, so it was a little odd. But I still have to go with Blue Christmas.
The life of Mimi, I mean,
Strange. That was a weird deal. That was,
Part of the resurrection. Part of the resurrection. He had a resurrection.
it's part of it.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
wasn't like that. It was more of it was more like me being at the concerts and backstage and like waiting,
Taking care of stuff.
Yeah, it was
Being there, supportive, taking care of stuff.
Like, this is so bizarre. Anyway, moving on.
The chat agrees. The chat agrees with us. So yeah, Blue Christmas. easily rolls on, unanimous. Then the last matchup to complete our Elite Eight: Feliz Navidad versus Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Man, another.
That's a tough one, boys.
Give me Brenda Lee, and I'm out of here. Go ahead.
I'm taking Brenda Lee as well.
Brenda Lee.
All right, unanimous with Tiggs Bits. We're taking Rockin'.
Yep, let's take it around the house.
And so that's it. So that completes our first round. Now let's move on. We have Silent Night versus Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. We have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas versus Jingle Bells. We have White Christmas versus Blue Christmas. Which color is going to win that one? And then we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Christmas in Dixie. We will, like the last time, continue on. We just Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree just moved on. Chat agrees. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree versus, in my opinion, the greatest Christmas song ever, Silent Night. My vote is for Silent Night.
Give me Silent Night till you drop.
What's the two?
Silent Night versus Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Give me Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
All right. It's a 2-1. Chat, y'all feel free to chime in because I'd hate for us to just push it on through without y'all saying anything.
No. And everybody out there listening and watching, thanks for doing this. And, please chime in. This is the best part, is seeing what everybody else thinks, because I know everybody's coming to us from a different place and different time and that stuff, a little different age group. So it's good to get all these options in. And we all like a lot of the same things. We obviously all like good music and good whiskey and good food. So or good beer if you're at Props.
Fine beer at Props.
Everybody, I appreciate y'all sticking in there, and I know it's going long, but thank y'all for chiming in.
Thank y'all so much. Yeah,
absolutely.
And thank you for Props for keeping the doors open and not.
Yeah, I'm going to come to Props. You tell Props, don't worry, they made $100 tonight because I'm coming. I'm at least worth $100 if I show up. So, Sharice and I are going to come stay with y'all or get a place close and come visit.
Yeah, absolutely, you come stay.
We're going to come visit sometime.
We're all going to do
anyway,
a full show from there.
I want to come when they've got the jazz orchestra. I want to come when they're having that. For sure.
And I'll try to figure that out because they just kind of.
Let me get a schedule on that.
Like, yeah.
All right.
Who
well,
was
silent,
widespread
silent. Yeah, everybody's silent, unanimous.
Silent.
Beside
Silent.
one, so it
right.
rolls on.
All right.
We'll go. Let's see. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus Christmas in Dixie. Let's just hit it here. Let's rip the Band-Aid off for the handler.
I'm riding Dixie till I die, so
Yeah.
y'all
I'm
let
gonna
me
have
know
to go with. I'm gonna have to go with that too. Like,
when I got to vote on other stuff.
I agree with you on music. Yep.
All right. I'm
Because
going to also.
I mean, you know, the reference of the places we want to go, and he talks to New York, man. When you're from Alabama and you ain't never been nowhere, you think about you in your head. That's what I love about good music, the imagery. But in your head, you blink and you can see New York skyline. And then when they talk about Memphis, though, you know what Memphis looks like, and you know what Pines look like, and you know what a little dust in the white on Pines looks like. And man, that one just gets me, buddy.
Yep.
I understand. Yeah, it's pretty unanimous. I have Christmas in Dixie. The chat has Christmas in Dixie. Christmas in Dixie.
Yep.
Moving on to the final four. Who
got?
will they face? Which color of Christmas? Which color of Christmas will Christmas in Dixie face? White Christmas or blue Christmas?
Oh.
I'm taking blue Christmas all day long in this.
That's a
Blue
tough
Christmas.
one. Lacey, you go.
Blue Christmas. Give me Blue Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
As good as White Christmas is, give me the King.
I agree. It's hard to go away from the king.
Hard to go against the king. It really, really is. I mean, it's just.
That's our colors are coming out. This film might be a little more loose, but when it comes to music, we dial in. We going home team on a lot of this music, boys.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I was thinking it was going to be the exact opposite. Yeah, exact opposite. That's why we do this live. We don't know. We don't know. But yeah.
I wish I had my Lacey. You got to see. I wish I had it here. When I was in Vegas, this past trip, the rodeo was in town, so all their vendors are in town. So there's a lot of silversmiths and turquoise dealers and all that stuff. And I had my piece, went and got it looked at, and of course I had to buy something while we were there. Man, I got this. Yeah. I got a ring that's the lightning bolt, but it's in turquoise and silver.
Yes,
you know I did.
Great.
You know I did.
Yes,
TCB. As soon as he gave it to me, and I slid it on to see if it was going to work, because I told him what size, and we figured out. And he said, "What about this?" I said, "Boy, I like him. TCB lightning bolts." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, very popular now." So I slid it on. As soon as I slid it on, I moved my hand a little bit. I said, "Boy, TCB." I was like, "Yeah, I got to have that, buddy." Whatever. So anyway, yeah. That's hometown for us, though.
Oh yeah.
But. Yeah. There's still, most of this Christmas stuff is just cross genre, cross anything. I mean, this stuff is standards. Most of these are almost what you just consider standards. They've been around 100-something years.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So,
I mean, and you can go with multiple different versions. I mean, this thing could evolve into God knows what, of it. This is fun. I do not believe we're not going to make a habit of doing this all of the time, but I do believe you guys will see us do another bracket challenge of some type with some type of thing to talk about, because it's just fun. This is just fun. It's fun to have everybody in the chat hanging out with us and answering and doing all of that stuff too. I mean, it's just,
There's our 37th podcast we're going to do, Lacey. Bracket Busters. We're going to do a
Bracket
bracket on
Busters.
everything.
Hell yeah. That's all it is. We just do. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Nobody steal that. Anyhow,
we have so many good ideas. If there was 40 of us guys, we'd be so rich.
we would. We would just run the media. All right,
man.
Moving on. Last matchup of the Elite Eight. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas and Jingle Bells. I'm taking Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That's me.
Oh man, it's tough.
Chat, y'all chime in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.
Yep.
We're all getting to the end of this.
Yeah, subscribe to the podcast channel and the YouTube channel. Come visit for sure.
Jingle bells, man. I can just hear them ringing.
I know that I'm as torn on this. I'm Apollo Creed and Rocky. When they're both going to the canvas at the same time.
It's
Frank says a March Madness bracket of Hallmark Christmas movies.
I've gotten
Not
where
a bad
I
idea.
used to think when 10 years ago I thought those were garbage and I couldn't be caught dead being in that. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, if it's got a cool title, I'll watch it.
Exactly.
If it's something ridiculous, I don't know. I'm going to go with "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas."
All right. All
As
right.
much as those two are
Hilton
splitting
goes with
hairs.
that.
Those might be as splitting hairs as any I've had to vote on today of any.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Greg goes with Jingle.
I can't.
Merry Little Christmas with Frank. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. Frank is. Yeah, but Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas moves on to the Final Four.
What we got here?
So we have our Final Four: Silent Night versus Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas versus, and then the second bracket or whatever the other side, Blue Christmas versus Christmas in Dixie. We will start there. Chat, we're going to give y'all a little bit of time to chime in on this one. Very important matchup here. Every vote's going to count. Blue Christmas versus Christmas in Dixie.
So you're telling
Who do
me
we have?
You're telling me the boys from Fort Payne versus the King.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Wow,
That is
wow.
exactly
You're
what
talking
I'm
about
telling
the
you.
guys
Yep.
who honed their craft at the Bowery in Myrtle Beach, went on to be 20-time Group of the Year and multiple-time Entertainers of the Year in everything they've ever tried to do. Alabama versus literally the King. They call him the King when he goes out of the country. They call him the King. He's the King everywhere.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
What they call him in
I've-
Japan, JR?
The King.
What
The King. You know they do. He never got to go because the Colonel. But I got to
that's
go.
another
I'm
deal.
going with Christmas in Dixie. I go on Christmas in Dixie.
All right, Christmas in Dixie. We've got Paul is going with Christmas in Dixie.
Christmas in Dixie. Yeah, I'm going the same.
Blacey's going with Christmas in Dixie.
Dark Horse.
I didn't even have Christmas
Panic's
in Dixie
going with Christmas
in my
in
top
Dixie.
16 until JR brought it up, and I was like, wow, how did I miss
Yeah,
that?
I'm going with Blue Christmas.
I'm
No
with
offense
Mac.
to Alabama.
Yeah. No,
I
get it. Yeah.
I get it.
I mean,
blue Christmas.
but we have wow.
The recording on Blue Christmas. Go back and listen to those oohs and ahs. Just focus in on the oohs and ahs,
Yeah,
what they're doing.
I-
It's so good,
Good,
man.
good.
So good.
It
So
is. It is as good as it gets. So we have our first team in the championship, Christmas in Dixie. Who will they face? Night or Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas? Chat, chime in. Who you got, Blacey?
I got to go with Silent Night. I said it from day one, you know.
Oh, Holy Night. Give me Oh, Holy Night all day. Got to.
Christmas
Well,
in
we don't
Dixie
have
was
Oh Holy
not
Night.
in
It's
that
Silent
bracket
Night,
when I had
JR.
that. Yeah.
But Silent Night? You're going
Silent
with
Night,
Silent
Holy
Night.
Night. But
Silent
Silent
Night,
Night,
yes.
Holy Night.
Oh,
Yes,
got you.
it
Yes,
is.
yes.
Yes,
All right. I'm going with that. I'm going with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, even though I said Silent Night. It's easily my number one and my favorite song based off of this matchup.
When you think about it,
When
that's
if
what
I
you're
wanted,
feeling.
which song do I want to hear more right now? Currently, where I'm sitting, I want to hear "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." So I'm taking
if I drink,
that.
if
Silent
I drink
Night's
one,
like the star on top of the Christmas tree, though.
exactly.
I agree. I agree.
If you crawl in the living room and no lights are on except for the tree, and that's the light on top, you'll lay in the floor and just lay at it. You don't need no music. You don't need no TV on. You don't need no entertainment. No nothing. You just look at that light. That's how I feel. If I have one more of these eggnogs, I'm going to put that song on loud as hell and just turn off all the lights in my studio and lay in the floor and listen to it. There you go.
Just reflect.
It ain't
Yeah.
gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna hurt you
That's
at all.
exactly what I'm going to do,
I
too.
think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's a great idea, and think of, you
TMC,
can reflect on what just happened here tonight with this
A lot
crazy
happened.
bracket.
I love
There
it.
is a lot happening. Frank says Silent Night if caroling, but he has to stick with Merry Little Christmas. So I mean, this is tough. Anybody else want to chime in? It's 4-3 going in. Silent Night edging it out, but a little bit closer than I thought. Going once, going twice.
Gone.
Silent Night. Moving on to the championship round to face Christmas in Dixie. Matt comes in with a Silent Night vote, so they move on. Christmas in Dixie versus Silent Night. This is for all of the marbles. And then you'll be able to tell him we're done.
Well, I've always
Hilton
said,
goes with Christmas in Dixie.
yeah, let's let everybody chime in. Let's let everybody else listen to on it.
Yeah, we're going to give everybody a minute to start to chime in. It is a fair battle. These are
Let me listen before I give
these
my
are as
vote.
good as it gets. Silent Night, Christmas in Dixie. It depends on the mood of where you're at on that day. I would think some Alabama Boys is going to always be a tough lean into that.
Hey, I didn't realize this. Y'all know Marshall Tucker Band, Merry Christmas from the Carolinas. They do a version of Silent Night.
Oh.
I hadn't heard it.
all
There's
right.
Sister Rosetta Thorpe's version. Yeah, everybody go listen to the Marshall Tucker Christmas album.
I seen two Dixies. Silent Night.
Yep, we've got
Christmas in Dixie won to me until I heard that. Now I'm
my
thinking,
God, dude,
if,
you just played that, and I was about to go towards that. Like, what am I thinking, dude? Silent Night is still the star on top of the Christmas tree. It is still the king of the castle. It is the ultimate number one Christmas song ever made. Silent Night, dude. That's my vote.
yeah,
I mean, I
Christmas,
could sit here and
Christmas,
talk about it
Christmas,
and hold it in.
yeah, Christmas and Dixie is the drink that you're about to go make over at the little bar area where the eggnog and the cookies are.
That's right, and tip him well and thank him for
Well,
a great
yep,
night. you
much
know.
to my dismay, and I thought I would have never thought this was how it would end up until literally 14 seconds ago. Silent. I was like, let everybody else vote because y'all know where I'm leaning, and I thought, and not that Sister Rosetta Thorpe's version wouldn't have done it, and I thought, well, I forgot that was on that record. I knew that Marshall Tucker had a Christmas album. I forgot they did that song, and I thought, well, did they do it a rocked up, sped up version? No,
Yeah.
they did it more straight. I'm like, oh, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's Silent Night, man. Like you said,
Silent
Blasey,
Night.
that's the star on top of the tree.
It is.
That's it. It really
That's
is.
it. That's it. So, hey, that concludes
Bravo.
our
Good job, boys.
2023
I feel
movie and song brackets. The movie bracket winner, Christmas Vacation, coming in as a 1 seed, riding through. No shockers there, really. Some different good games. But then Silent Night also coming in as the 1 seed, running chalk in both of them. Just,
What-
But
what a
in
battle.
it wasn't as easy. Silent Night
battle.
had some battles.
Christmas in
Yeah.
Dixie from
was some great
obscurity. Christmas
Came
in
out of
Dixie comes
nowhere.
from
Really made
obscurity.
Went to
strong
the
run.
championship
all the way
and
to the
made it
top.
close.
And they
Champion.
were
All the way to
in
the top.
16. No, it was good. That was good. That was tough, but Silent Night. If you hadn't have played that, JR, I was sitting here like leaning towards Christmas in Dixie. When you played Silent Night, like, oh, what it does to you.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
good.
Yep.
It's so good.
I had to.
Oh,
And
my gosh.
we experienced both in a month, and it just went. It's Silent Night. It's you described it best, Blasey. It is the star. It's still the star on top of the tree. You can put all the new. You can put all the new lights, all the new this, all the new fancy glow in the dark blink, electronic lights. That's still the star on top.
That's the
There we
star
go.
on top. No doubt about it. Well, look, I mean, I know we we've got to run. We got to get Blasey out of there. These fine
Yeah,
folks
gotta
have
get out of
stayed
here.
open way too
They're
late for
awesome.
us to do
They
this.
have.
So thanks again to Props Brewery. Thank all of you guys that out there in the chat that have chimed in throughout the show. It's been amazing. We've had a blast doing it. This was just a lot of fun.
It was
you
fun.
know, hopefully
it was tough,
we'll,
but it was fun, and we got through.
it was
Absolutely.
tough. It was tough. This is a perfect thing to do with a live audience. You know,
Tell
these
your
kind of
friends.
debates.
Tell your friends
Yes.
about this. So we next time we do it, we got more chatter. More chatter's
That's
fun.
that's
We can all-
right. The
we
more
can
the
rag
better.
on
The
each
more
other.
the better. And look, we're going to be doing another show. Time to be determined. We'll be posting those dates on social media whenever we're going to go live sometime, hopefully before the new year. If not, just briefly right there, shortly right thereafter. But we're going to do a wrap-up show, do a best of, like we talked about. We'll see. The three of us haven't talked to see when we can do this, but hopefully we can do it in between the week of Christmas and New Year's. That would be awesome if so. If not, we may do it that following week. But that'll be the next one. We want everybody to chime in. You guys share this. Let everybody know. Text people. Send them the links. We're trying to grow it. We want to grow it so we can keep doing more and more things like this. And
Come on in. The water is fine.
the water's
Fine.
just
Yeah.
fine.
Hey, and thank you
Just
to all
fine.
of our sponsors. Go on, buy.
Yes.
Go to Bull Balls. Buy you something. Get it now. Get you the Christmas deal on all the stuff. Go to Rouse's. Buy stuff. Go to
right.
Tig's Bit Shop. Get you a new mug if you need one. Buy one for your cousin. Get a shirt. Go to the handler store. Get a new shirt. All that
Yes.
fun stuff. Get it now while you can. And let's get ready to start a end of the year wrap up and then roll into next year, buddy. It's going to be fun. I thank you, Tiggs, for putting this together. I love the live version. Thank you to everybody at Props for having Blossy, the one-man posse. Blasey, thank you for always giving us your time and utmost intellectual expertise on all matters, meaning anything. And great show, boys. Great. Thank you for putting
was
it together, Tiggs, and that was fun.
Great
Thank you
show.
for everybody for listening in and commenting, and I look forward to the next one, boys.
Yes,
Me
sir.
too, me
Enjoyed it,
too.
guys.
Me
All right.
too. Well, we will see y'all.